Put your hand behind your back.
For what?
Put your other hand behind your back.
My kids is right there.
Okay.
You're
either going to follow instructions or you're going to go to jail.
What instructions?
Come over
Has
here
he broken the law? Has he broken the law?
That's what I'm asking. What laws are breaking? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Has he broken the law?
You ain't told me nothing.
Look, we don't want.
Soliciting without a permit.
Soliciting what?
Whatever you're soliciting.
So you don't even know what I'm doing.
What are you soliciting?
That's why we're trying to
come over here and talk to me.
Just keep that rolling.
I'm recording. You don't have to get off my porch.
Oh yeah,
if there's problems, if you don't want him doing that, then that can be done. But like, he's not doing anything wrong.
Where's your ID?
He lives here.
Give me your ID.
In Battle Creek, Michigan, a black man is confronted for collecting signatures to start a tenants association in his neighborhood.
For what?
Has he broken the law? Is he committing a crime?
I just told you.
Soliciting without a permit.
Soliciting what?
Whatever you're doing.
Soliciting. I haven't asked anybody for any money or anything. What am I soliciting?
Then what are you doing?
Have I asked you for any money?
No.
So what am I, I'm not
he hasn't tried to sell me anything.
Yeah.
Then what are you doing?
Collecting signatures, that's what I'm doing. I can do that.
What?
It doesn't matter. I could do that.
It does matter.
We have a right
to, which is why we're here making contact with you.
Okay.
In the aftermath, this sheriff's deputy's name was not released, but he did receive punishment.
Where's your ID at?
See, they ask all the questions, but they don't want to answer no questions.
If you fail to identify yourself, you're going to go to jail.
But he's not committed a crime and he's not doing anything wrong. We have the right. We have the right to petition in this country.
You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
What am I going to arrest for?
Can I have your badge number, sir?
Hindering and opposing. Turn around and put your hands
Hindering what? There's no investigation because there's been no crime committed. Okay, well, don't play with my rights. Deputy Hamilton, and who are you?
I'm Luan.
Can I have your badge number, officer?
Behind your back. How many times I got to tell you to put your hands behind your back?
This is another example amongst many of officers abusing their authority to hinder the rights of its citizens they are sworn to protect.
Seriously? What's he under arrest for?
Let me see this.
Oh, you don't need this.
Give it to me. What's your badge number, officer? You legally have to provide that to me.
You're
You're on my property, on my camera, under my surveillance, with my sticker in the window, and you owe me a badge number, both of you. There are due processes that you need to follow as officers, and you're not, so please give me your badge number. I'm not asking you for anything else but a badge number.
I'm dealing with him, not you.
You're on my property, on my camera, under my surveillance, so we have a problem. Because you definitely tripping.
Before we talk about what we just saw, here's what happened next.
Hey, bro, don't touch me. Hey!
Don't touch him.
You definitely on camera, bro. Was that necessary? Was that really necessary to do in front of his kids? Y'all is wrong as hell, and he lives here. No, you don't. Okay, well, you can look it up. Y'all obviously have been here. I'm not doing this with you. Y'all were wrong. Y'all was definitely wrong. What are you gonna do? Arrest me on my porch when I've done nothing wrong?
Are you taking his children?
I'm definitely taking them as soon as you get away from me because I feel threatened. I just talked to their mama on the phone.
Where's she at?
Right up front with their newborn baby. No, she's not. Get up on my porch. Do you see this right now?
My dad got a lawyer, so they definitely gonna get sued for this.
I have no idea what's going on. Came in and grabbed my phone.
We didn't even do anything wrong. All we was doing was trying to pass out signature and still.
Horrible, atrocious, a terrible human being leading his fellow officers. It is just an awful scene. Via MLive, the deputy, who remains unnamed, arrested LaRon Marshall as he was at a neighbor's doorstep in the Springfield area. Marshall was approached by two deputies, and one told him they had received a call about a suspicious person going door to door soliciting. Marshall told the deputies he wasn't soliciting, only collecting signatures. One of the deputies arrested him for not providing an ID. Marshall told MLive earlier that he believed it was racial profiling and he felt targeted. A neighbor recorded cell phone video of the interaction between Marshall and the deputy who made the arrest. Initially, News Channel 3 reported a Calhoun County deputy was placed on administrative leave after Ring camera video surveillance showed him arresting a black man who was collecting signatures. I was not doing anything illegal, Marshall said. I was trying to collect signatures to bring the community together as a collective and trying to see what we could do in keeping the community safe. Marshall was at his neighbor's apartment when two deputies arrived. When they got out of the car, it was pretty hostile, the neighbor said. That was the point where I pulled out my camera phone because I didn't think my security camera would be enough to pick up everything that's going on here. Then later that month, the Battle Creek Inquirer reported the Calhoun County Sheriff Department deputy was fired after he arrested a man early this month while circulating petitions. Sheriff Steve Hinckley would say, "We hold ourselves to high standards of professionalism to the communities we protect. When we are right, we are right. When we are wrong, we admit we are wrong. On January 2nd, we were wrong," which, to be clear, is a rare admission of fault. On top of the bogus arrest, Marshall was given a charge of resisting and obstructing police after two deputies approached him. The Detroit News added Marshall, after his arrest, spent a night in jail after someone called police to report the suspicious person. A deputy, one of two at the scene, told him he was soliciting without a permit. Marshall believes he was racially profiled. Hinckley apologized, and a charge of obstructing police was dismissed. Quote, "No law, local, state, or federal, prohibited Mr. Marshall from exercising his constitutional rights on January the 2nd, the sheriff said. I was forming a tenants association, Marshall told the Gander. Marshall explained that his girlfriend's car had gotten broken into, and he had asked nearby neighbors if they had experienced anything similar. According to Marshall, they had, and he wanted to do something to mitigate the vandalism and theft that was taking place in his community. I'm the type of person who likes to push for change, Marshall said. I collected signatures to see if I had people on board. I had roughly almost 100 signatures when the deputies interfered with my constitutional rights. I am one of the community leaders that can keep the gap bridged between law enforcement and the community. The arrest kind of tarnished what we're trying to build." Not only did Marshall sustain multiple injuries during his arrest, he said, but his two children who were present were also affected. One of Marshall's children has been having recurring nightmares of police officers coming into their homes to get their family. It was very traumatizing, Marshall said. They're 8 and 13, and they didn't need to see that, especially with all the things going on around the country with black and brown men, especially in the black communities. Marshall's night in the Calhoun County Jail was just as disheartening as him being arrested. According to Marshall, there were no COVID-19 precautions taken. Marshall, who has lupus, an autoimmune disease, which he shared with law enforcement, said that he was placed in a cell with another inmate who had tested positive for the coronavirus and was being quarantined. Things need to change, he told the Gander. The attitudes need to change. Once the attitudes change, the mindset changes. Once the mindset changes, then we all can start to have an understanding, come together as a collective.